The Israel-Hamas war is setting President Biden at odds with American voters, his own supporters, and members of his own administration. Late today, Tariq Habash, a first-generation Palestinian-American and Biden administration political appointee at the Department of Education, resigned over Biden's Gaza strategy. In his resignation letter to Education Secretary Miguel Cardona, Habash wrote, quote, "The actions of the Biden-Harris administration have put millions of innocent lives in danger, most immediately for the 2.3 million Palestinian civilians living in Gaza, who remain under continuous assault and ethnic cleansing by the Israeli government. Therefore, I must resign. I cannot stay silent as this administration turns a blind eye to the atrocities committed against innocent Palestinian lives in what leading human rights experts have called a genocidal campaign by the Israeli government."
I mean, it's heartbreaking. It hurts. It is a dehumanizing thing to hear from the President of the United States, someone who you worked so hard to campaign for and elect and support his policies, that, you know, your life is not valuable. Your identity means less than other people's identities, and it's okay that tens of thousands of people who look like you and who have similar backgrounds and heritage are dying and being massacred, and that hurts.
Do you get the sense that there are a lot of other people in the Biden campaign and in the administration who feel the way you do, but are maybe not saying anything?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people are saying something. I think that we've seen hundreds of State Department officials sign on to numerous dissent cables that were leaked. We've seen USAID officials. We've seen White House staff. We've seen interns. We've seen hundreds of officials across the administration from dozens of agencies. This is a pretty commonly held position by a lot of the biggest supporters of the president, and the majority of American voters support a ceasefire, but the president's unwillingness to move on this policy is deafening, and it hurts.
You know, you were the only Palestinian American in the Department of Education, but you also were a campaign guy. You worked on the campaign. This is not the most important thing, electoral politics, but it kind of is, because our democracy is at stake. What are you going to do in November? But I mean, do you have would you vote for Joe Biden?
I think that's up to him. You know, I did volunteer to support the campaign. I've supported the president for the last 3 years in every single thing I do in my professional life. And the reality is, the president's in power. He is the one whose name is on the ballot, and it's his policies. If he wants to earn my vote and the vote of millions of Americans who support peace and an end to violence, that's up to him.